Alright. Hello, hello. Looks like this is where I left off yesterday. I had some thoughts, but nothing like groundbreaking here. Let's start over. One thing I wanted to try was to just get my hands on some more beans. I don't think it's gonna work out, but worth a shot. So here's the plan. Turn this guy into like another yeah. So that actually created beans. For what purpose, I'm not entirely sure at the moment, but it's gonna be a little hard to get them. They're all gonna get pulled into the center here, and without a bucket to get them out. This bucket doesn't really get them out. They can get like one out. But it's not completely crap, at the very least. That was not really what I wanted to do, huh? Wait, how did I actually manage to stop this guy this time? I'm not sure how I pulled that off. Very interesting. Let's screw around with this like whole roller idea, because I still don't have a single use for the rollers, and they're like kind of hard to wrangle here, even create. Yeah, it's like kind of the only real way. Wait, no. What did I do before? I I sent something else up towards this guy. Oh no, I kept him busy on this side. So like, maybe if... I don't think I have time here to... Yeah. Maybe if I'm at the stage where I blow this guy up. I've done it once before. I did manage to make a roller. Guess it would be now. And that distracts him for long enough to let me make that guy, but then I can't get back. Oh, hold on. I didn't consider this possibility. I'm only considering it now because I didn't have a better option, but... this gets a bucket going, which... doesn't have any obvious uses. If I didn't have this guy roll back at me, the bucket is blocking off the path of the vine, which is also interesting. But this would let me get a red bean over here, or a yellow bean over here, but I can already get a bomb up here, so that's not super useful. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's make it a pink up there as well. Kind of. Kind of. Not really, actually. It would have to be... the timing would have to be really good here. No, this doesn't make any sense. Shoot. I can make a blob here. And I guess I never was really able to do that before, but it's just gonna get insta, like, transformed. Maybe it's fine? I mean, I'm definitely making progress in, like, some direction here. And I've, like, reacquired beans, which is pretty big. These beans, unfortunately, are kind of lost to time here. If I could get a couple more of these back, I really would have, a pretty good pool, to actually be able to do some, like, real stuff here. I think I can acquire, like, one more. It might be a little tricky. I'm thinking if I can blow this guy up in the crossfire here, or even just get him grabbed by the. What did I even gain out of having this guy to begin with? It, like, stopped the bucket from coming to the right, but was that like truly impactful? I'm not so sure it was. If I had one extra bean here, meaning I would have 3 beans up here, and I could carry the green and the white bean over here. With one extra bean, I could create an ice block here. And then have the green and the white over here. And if I could freeze a bucket, I could freeze this bucket. That's actually almost kind of still an option. Now, where can I put this that it's not like a horrible, impossibly blocks me in every which way? If anywhere. I mean, in theory, I might be able to blow this guy up if it comes to it, but not right now. I don't have any beans for that. How about here? No. What about over here? I'm like so sure I can make this work, I just don't quite know how. Okay, that was funny, but... Wait, no, shoot. Ah, my platform! Right. Yeah, that was just dumb of me. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Great. Now I can acquire all sorts of beans. It costs me a little bit, but in theory is worth it. Oh. Okay, and if I really need to reclaim, like, another white bean, I can do it, but... I'm thinking maybe we're... on the home stretch here. I just need to find a way... These are all, in theory, safe to transform, but... I mean, I guess the green ones are a little risky. Because I could create another vine. I'm hoping not to have to, though. Yeah, okay, how exactly do I pull this off, though? Slash, is it actually possible? Oh, right, I also need another... Yeah, okay. Wait, but he's not gonna see me because of the bucket. My idea here is to freeze the bucket and have a roller push it over here and then break on this pillar. That's the plan anyway, but the fact that the tiles are like the way they are makes it a bit of a long shot, it seems. I think there needs to be more space. What am I gonna do then? Is there anything I can do? And if I could just leave a purple behind here, that would be awesome, but... I wouldn't be able to get. Yeah. And then on the next turn, if I were to not have hit him, he would be rolling. Yeah, this doesn't work. There needs to be some space. Can't do it down here for the same reason. Not sure how I'd freeze something down here anyway. Doing it up top feels even more hopeless. Yeah, this is kind of the only side that has enough. Wait, is this like even... What is this? What happens if you get hit by an ice block? I'm like pretty sure I've done it before, but... God. Yeah, I mean, that totally works. Is there any other way that I can hope to push an ice block into the center here? Like, I can't even do a thing where... Yeah, no. I don't know, like have vine block vision or something. This doesn't really work. Well, on the plus side, at the moment, this doesn't really feel like a failure of my current, like, setup or situation. It just feels like a failure to find any way to, like, get the end condition. If I can figure out a way to do that, like, maybe I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of stuff to make it happen. But at the moment, I don't actually see any concrete way of doing it. Originally I was imagining trying to get a blob in here, but I don't even know how I was going to do that. I was like, oh, if I had infinite beans, I could just fill this all up with crap. Yeah. This is too far away. I think. What is the range on this? Yeah, no, it doesn't reach over here. I don't really have enough beans to get this going anyway. Probably. Oh, now I remember why the roller was necessary. The roller was necessary to get the bucket moving. That was like the important part. Really. Okay. Okay, earlier on I could have made more beans, I think. Let me see if I can replicate, like, this start. Huh, maybe not, actually. I was trying to get a guy here. That, surprisingly, is a little difficult. Getting him here wouldn't cut it. These guys need to be adjacent for them to both get blown up by the same bomb. And I want them to both be in this column where this guy will grab them, otherwise, like, there was no point. The beans will get lost. Let's just do it with the first guy so I don't get, like, too confused about what's going on here. Okay, I can do it later, maybe? No, I don't have enough beans to... Wait, how the heck did I even do this before? I guess I put it back down here. No. I just dropped it normal. All normal like. Like this works to make boom boom and have a bunch of these guys, but actually no, even if I had one here I wouldn't be able to collect the beans, so no. Dang it. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty great, except I don't have a path over there yet. Yeah, shame. Wait, how did I do this before? I feel like I had more beans. Oh gosh. What has gone wrong here? Somehow I killed this guy. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, okay. Like I did like a thing where I froze these guys. I'm treading old ground at this point, but now I could resurrect the vine now that I have. This is the same spot except without these beans collected. Not really sure what this does for me exactly, but I'm trying to find like any way that I can make just infinite beans. If I can figure that out, I can solve the puzzles somehow, almost certainly, but almost certainly. Yeah, this is a bit of a dead end, unfortunately. Because it didn't actually, like, increase my bean count at all. Could have moved the vine slightly over to be like here or something. And then I just don't have enough beans anymore. I need 5 beans to start the process of gaining beans. Including the vine beans. And possibly 6 because the vine is going to be grabbing all the beans that I produce. And so I'm going to need to like blow that guy up too. in order to reacquire them. But like maybe the first one is like run for it and get your 5 beans back and your 4 beans or whatever. Two pinks and 1 yellow, plus the vine. I don't have quite enough for that. Wondering if there was a way for me to save... Like, if I could have frozen this guy and just slit him to death instead of blowing up the ice cube along with it. Well, blowing up the ice cube is fine though because it gives me back that bean. I don't know. Eh. Yeah, no, I think this is kind of fine. Are there any other wasted beans? Like, I could trade... I could trade a bomb for this guy. Basically, I could clear this guy off the map without costing me anything, but that actually probably is a bad idea. And you know what? I actually don't think I can place a blob here anyway. At least not without another blob here, like to blocker it. Which is not great. I can place it here and here. And that would actually work. No, this is out of range of up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these would be like lost forever. I don't know, I guess I could use another bucket to acquire them if I started raking up the beans, but I would not be raking up the beans. Yeah, so the thought is that I could use these 4 beans to produce another 4 beans, potentially. Well, not potentially, I could totally do it, but... I don't really like it. And also, I can't like reacquire them that easily. So no, it kind of doesn't work. Okay, but I need to not. Oh god, this is gonna be annoying. I made an error in order of operations here. I'm gonna have to babysit this bucket. It's fine. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It does not give me anything. Oh, yeah, I don't even, like, get a chance to hacking escape. I mean, fair enough. It's close. Oh god, this is gonna be quite the undo. No, it's not. I have bookmarks. I could get an ice guy over here. That's not something I've done before. Not really sure what that would do. Starting to wonder. Oh god, no, which one did I just create? Alright, there was a step here that I'm wondering how necessary it was. Okay, so first things first, put that guy down. Oops. Get this guy ready. There. Might as well just grab all the beans. There's really no reason not to at this point. Okay, here. At this point, I used a blob to create a vine here, which I blew up later. What was the point of that? Oh no, that actually does net me beans. That does net me beans, because if I'm gonna blow this guy up anyway... Okay. It's like I saved a bean by not using the pink, but I didn't gain 2 beans that I normally would gain from the extra vine. Right, and so now I don't have enough to extract this guy and do all the fun stuff. Okay, right, but did it have to be an explosion? Did that have to be the way that I killed it? I mean, yeah, kind of. At the moment. I could freeze it, but I don't actually have a way to get the beans back if I do that. That was what I was thinking here. I could send it a bomb from here instead of from below as well. Now, but why? Why would I bother? What does that do for me? I still haven't really solved, like, the actual win condition. I'm like sitting here trying to create infinite beans. I mean, if I could create infinite beans, I could solve it. I create a giant ice path here. I get a pink to follow me, or just take a bean over here. I could get the pink blob just in the center, and then yeah, there's lots of things I could do. Hit it with a bucket. Well, no, that's a bad idea. Hit it with a vine, blow up the vines, done. Infinite beans, we could take on the world. And there's definitely something, like, to that. The fact that this guy has, like, a 2-bean recipe. you know, gives that hope, but because otherwise we're pushing a frozen bucket into the center. Or, you know, even a frozen vine, but... Okay, what if... Let's go back to safety here. I don't have a lot to work with. In fact, what I was about to try and plan was going to require both a bucket and a vine. Is that completely screwed? I would need a bucket, a vine, and an ice guy. That's already all of my beans. Well, I guess I do still have a bucket up at the top, but I don't know about that one. Bucket, a vine, an ice guy, and a roller. I don't need the ice guy, the vine, and the roller at the same time, though. The ice guy can freeze the bucket, and then we can destroy the ice guy, in theory, if that helps. It doesn't actually cost me anything to reclaim this bucket, right? Well, okay. It's like net 0 to reclaim this bucket. So I could have 2 whites and 2 greens right now. Wait, is that true? 2 whites and 1 green. Wait. Oh, and then I get the blue back. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have no way to both freeze this guy and have a frozen block somewhere in this row. Yeah, this is not gonna work. There is, like, no spot for me to even put this. Man. Yeah, I don't have the beans anymore. You're not even close. I'm wasting them like crazy. Okay, let's maybe see how capable I am of... setting this other idea up, at least. Probably I'm gonna want to move this guy out of the way. You know what? Shoot. Well, what are you gonna do? Let's just do it with, the ice guy for now. Right. So there he goes. If I had one of those buckets like frozen in this row, and in theory, if this guy was blown up instead, that might be a little nicer. This guy would bump the ice, it would go this way, and if I could get in there for him, then that's GG. But I don't have those things. It is a solution that involves fewer beans than infinite. I mean, I never needed infinite. I need, like, 8. I don't know. So, of the original, let's call it 8 beans, I have, let's say, 5 remaining. Include the bucket as a bean right now. I don't know if it counts, but whatever. What's actually really crazy about this situation is that, like, that actually is enough. I mean, if I hadn't blown this ice guy up, that is. Why did I do that? Oh, I felt like it, I guess. He was in my way. It's just, if the bucket needs to get its butt down here. And unfortunately, I can't move this bucket's butt. There are absolutely 0 ways to make this work, huh? Yeah, that's fair enough. The ice guy is kind of in the way. Oh, well, how about... No. This guy being up here was gonna... Or being down here was gonna let me use the water to bounce the guy back and forth, and that would have saved a little bit of... Oh, what about here then? I think this could work. Just trying to think of setups that would help in the future. God. Okay, that's good. There it is. So that's an idea. And I guess importantly... Oh, no. Maybe that doesn't work. Because one of... The spot would have to have the ice... This spot exactly would have to have the ice block, so this guy's kind of not got the path that he needs. But I do. I have the path that I need. Now, if I had some other way to just hit this button, we'd be, like, done. But anything I can put on this button... I mean, a bucket maybe could work. A roller could work. I don't see how I would get either of those over here. The blob, unfortunately, doesn't really work. Wait, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on! What am I doing? What am I doing? Bookmark. Yeah, this is fine. Give me... This didn't need to be nearly so complicated. I don't think. I mean, it was fun. Boom. This is solved. This is so solved. GG. Okay. We are down to one remaining puzzle here, which... It was a vine puzzle. It was a vine puzzle and it was a bean duplication, multiplication puzzle. But there were some weird limits and I couldn't figure out like a usable vine setup. For the record, this one is also a vine puzzle. No surprise there. And then... Oh, hey, look. This one's, like, very much a vine puzzle. What about this one? Oh, no, this one's just impossible. There's no vines in sight, though, so there's a chance that the next time I, like, go back and solve my unsolved puzzles, that'll be the one I can figure out, but I think it is time to head towards Island 9 and read all the logs here. Welcome, Initiate. Few of your number make it this far, and fewer still succeed at the trial that awaits you in this final island. Good luck. Take advantage of your expertise from the Island of Petals. This statue was already here when we opened this room up, even though this monster was made by me and Carl like a month ago. They really thought of everything when they were building this place. So much drama on these old inscriptions. I could never bring myself to be this serious about the Island of Blobs. Carry with you the wisdom earned on the Island of Buckets. Remember your education from the Initiate's Island. Be supported by the knowledge acquired on the Island of Ice. Do not forget the lessons learned on the Island of Vines. Find comfort in your insights from the Island of Clouds. The pages of the book are completely empty. Team. I'm writing this all down so I can refer to it during the meeting, so I hope it's all clear. First, the big idea. Can we make a monster that can survive outside of a puzzle? Yes, I know this is asking if we can make time go backwards. This is like asking if we can make time go backwards. I did attend the first lecture into in intro bean studies, but we don't seem to have any other ideas for getting out of here. We've only got so much food left, and after the artificial island, it seems like a lot more might be possible than we thought. The rest of this packet has the details. Please look over before we meet. Let me know if you have any questions. Wait, they're trying to... Is the goal here to unlock, like, the ability to undo outside of puzzles? Like, just undo, like, to before they starve themselves or whatever? It's brilliant, I think. Ah, for crap's sake. Okay, we'll get there. Okay. Island of the Guardians. Field notes. If I put too many beans on one of these things, it doesn't work at all. Michelle, I think you're right. This is definitely worth a shot. Like you said, we haven't come up with anything else. If we do manage to get something working, I'll have some thoughts on the monster. What the monster could look like. From the desk of Carl. Why is he still writing that out every time? Michelle, this is great work. I can't say one way or the other if I think it'll work, but either way, if we do get out of here, you should definitely write it up. This is easily an Ars Lagunium paper. If we all put our minds together, I do think there's at least a chance, and I can't begin to express how eager I am to get started. I would do anything to see my kids again. Whoa. Indecision. So how many beans are we talking about here before they stop working? Oh, it's not 6. Bunny! Because two things have the same recipe. Okay, yeah, I understand. That's interesting, to say the least. So that's why we do that. From afar. Whoops. fun. Guess maybe there's like some hope that I can change the recipe, like from over here. I mean, yeah, I guess so, but... what would that even do for me? If this was bucket... Ah. Yeah, I think that's the idea, but, like, how? How can I move red from right to left with a bucket? Oh. Right. Okay, well, I'm glad I tried that. Charlene Dalton personal notes. I've been avoiding putting pen to paper since we got trapped here. I didn't think I would get anything out of it myself, and it's hard for me to imagine anyone else wanting to read it. But Carl finally convinced me to try it, so here we go. You might think I would have learned to trust my team more after the artificial islands turned out so well, but I'm ashamed to admit I was shocked when I saw their plans for keeping a monster stable outside of a puzzle. It might take a lot of time, but I don't see any reason it wouldn't work. I couldn't be prouder of everyone. I only wish I had the foresight to offer more encouragement from the start. Whether the rest of the plan works is another matter, of course, but this time, even if I'm not as confident as the rest of them, I think I can at least manage to be hopeful. Frank and Michelle are holding a meeting about their backup plan in a few minutes, but perhaps we won't even need it. Alright, so the thing that happened in that previous puzzle was, when you kill a monster, it, like, doesn't drop the beans that you made it with, it drops its recipe. So... you can also, like, edit the beans that you get back from things, like, mid... yeah, it's this is a disaster, I swear. There's so many problems. Bun is not a problem. Don't do that. Cloud becomes orange, then I need to get this orange bean. If cloud becomes green, then that doesn't help. Wait, maybe it does. Okay, hold on. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay, I've got an idea, I think. Idea instead. was hoping to create another bucket, but I can't do that because the bucket recipe is changing. It's becoming nothing. And I could do this. But then I can't reclaim this ever. That's kind of key here, is to reclaim that thing. We started orange. Then I'm like completely out of beans. Okay, that's just not an option. Very cool. What if we started cloud? That also doesn't really make sense. I don't know, I'm kind of doing like the only thing that I can right now. If I could get this guy to go out in front of the vine, we'd have a chance, but the aggression is as intense as ever. And I can't kill anything on this puzzle, so... which it grabs first. Oh, this would help. This would help a heckin' lot. Grabbed orange first. Okay, with that... I still need to reclaim the orange bean that this guy is about to rip away, though. This other one. Or do I? Yeah, kind of. I kind of do. Yeah, nothing has changed. Here's an idea. I wasn't thinking about the clouds quite correctly, I think. Actually, maybe I wasn't thinking about anything quite correctly. Yeah. Yeah, that might just be true. That might just be dumb. That's the hope anyway. Okay. So the time that I had this guy grabbing that extra orange bean was actually what I needed. Okay. This will solve it for sure. Okay, GG. It was a bit careless of me, but, you know. A useless bean? There's no such thing. Wow, I gotta blow a lot of these guys up. Or roll them over. I see why they're calling it a useless bean. But I also kind of see why that's not true. Fun. Yeah. Does that actually help? I'm trapped in a circle now. I guess at some point I could have had him destroy this. Or not. Am I trying to convert all my beans to a single color? I guess if I could do that, then I could just use bombs and be done. Although, alternatively, I could be blowing these rocks up like as I do these loops somehow. Yeah. I'll just restart. Yeah, that's all we need. Okay. Fun. What if I told you this bunny was the monster that they created with the beans to send out a rescue team, and that is the plot of the game? Fun. Alright, what the heck am I doing besides getting trapped no matter where I go? Oh. Choice. Would you like one extra bean, or the ability to do anything in the puzzle? I don't know. I guess I'll take the extra bean. I mean, it's definitely not a real choice, right? Not one you can just bucket everything back. Okay, now what? This is my last bean, though. So it actually wasn't that useful, huh? Okay, forget the blue bean for a second. What have we gained from this, actually? An ice cube, I guess, but... Not really. Okay, this is definitely better. Oops. No, not like that. Okay, this is more than enough. Oh right, that's a feature. Okay. Becoming inert. Bun. Crap. Well, I set up what I wanted to set up, but boy does this not help. It seems like what I need to do is have this guy... get grabbed, dragged across. Shoot. I wanted this to just be one after all. The question is, does this guy like fire if oh, that's not right. If the recipe changes? No. Absolutely not. Oh, but I can fire. I don't think this is gonna work out too well, but... I'm not gonna have enough time to get over here. I mean, that's like the idea, I guess. was afraid of that. Oh man, I should have been afraid of that. Why didn't I realize that was gonna happen? This was better before. Oh, wait. It's gonna be hard to get those kinds of turns. Get 2 more turns in this in theory if I could set it up the other way, but I don't think I can set it up the other way. 2 more turns is not enough. I need 3 more turns. Exactly what I was expecting it to. AKA nothing of value. Alright, no, this is actually kind of the last one in this group. There's something to learn here, I think. I don't know what it is. like, duplicating beans or whatever doesn't really seem to be what's going on here. Considering the only things I can kill end up, like, underneath the vines. What does becoming inert mean in this context? I mean, this quite clearly doesn't help. The mythical 6-bean puzzles. I'm not even, like, close to that yet. We're still just getting started, and I'm very puzzled. I wonder if there's, like, some other thing that I can do to, like, wake these guys up. Like, what happens if No, they would shoot at me. That's what would happen. Ugh. Okay, sure, but the question actually was more like, does that cause them, does that re-trigger them to shoot at other beans as well? No. No, it doesn't. Well, while that's interesting and all, I don't think it's very useful. I can't really plant anything over here. Yeah, this is kind of the best I've got going here. It's not quite good enough, though. Even if I could get this guy to, like, grab a bean here, which I can't really do, because if I put this white bean here, I wouldn't be able to shoot the green bean. That's still not quite enough turns. And if I put it any further out, I would grab the cloud instead, and that kind of defeats the purpose. I wanted there to be some kind of, like, trick where I could remove a bean and that, like, triggered everything, but it doesn't seem right, because this is pretty far away from the goal. There's a world in which I could have 2 clouds instead of 2 vines, but, like, what in the world is that gonna get me? Probably nothing. I guess I'll come back to it. I don't know. I'm gonna log into MQ. Hold on. Whee. Hey. Oh God. twisty paths. Carl, to whoever finds this, we have been unable to leave the temple for 5 years now, but if our plan was successful and the monster we created has guided you here, then you should be reading this message very soon. As far as we know, this makes you the first human soul to find the temple since the day we reactivated it. I must confess that when Frank told us what he thought our creation should look like, I rolled my eyes, but of course he was right. It's much easier to imagine someone forming a bond with a bunny than either of the creatures we cooked up in our lab. We all hope it has been a kind and loving companion to you. With hope and gratitude, Carl. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Whoever finds this. So when Frank asks a question in that silly tone of voice he's always using, I have to admit I usually just tune him out. But it was actually one of these questions that ended up sparking the idea that kind of saved all our lives. It was so obvious I'm amazed it never occurred to any of us earlier. The temple sends us to these islands to solve puzzles, but what's on the other side of all that water? The clouds were always too thick to see far away, but there had to be something. We didn't want to try it on this island. I really don't like hanging around here. Something about all this fancy old stuff makes me worried I'm going to break something. But we already had our process for making artificial islands, and it was easy to do it again. After we finished, we went to a new island without any clue what to expect. We made a boat just big enough for all 4 of us and picked a direction. Couldn't have been more than an hour of rowing until we saw another island through the clouds and we pushed ashore. And that's where we've been living for the last 5 years. It's not too hard for us to go back and forth to the temple, but we don't really come back here too much anymore. We've got everything we need to wait for your arrival back there. And if everything worked out, it shouldn't be too long now. That is a large puzzle. Assuming it is a singular puzzle. 9-fingered guardian. Alright, twisty path. Excuse me. Fun. How am I supposed to make recipes for these guys? Like, both of them. Because I kind of get, like, owned here. Okay, I could do this, but that's not quite good enough. I need like one more pink bean. How am I supposed to stop myself here? Oh, hold on. Ah, for crying out loud. Wait, that's fine. Just push it one over until it doesn't do that anymore. Yeah. Dang it, that's fine. That's fine. Now what I'm wishing is that I could drop another pink bean here, but that is going to be hard to do. And this kind of starves me for green beans. Ah! And this guy is going to be rude. Ah, shoot. The plan is not a success. Also, I was supposed to plant this guy, or grow this guy earlier. I mean, I can at least prove to myself that I can, like, get out of here, but... And I was supposed to grow that guy. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. But yeah, this was like a colossal failure, unfortunately. Really feel like there's much choice here. What is the interaction with things passing over these? It does change for that, like, turn. Okay. Yes. unfortunately, this isn't a multiple of 3, so like I can't actually infinite over the blob. Or the vine. That would also kind of be cool. It would be especially cool if I could send it back and forth across them. But that's not going to happen. There is, like, some hope, though. Only a little bit. Oh, that's not good. Didn't think that part through. What am I gonna do about that? Oh, we're gonna do the same thing I did before and make sure this guy is far enough away that he just doesn't... do that. Yeah. That gives me more time to, like, set things up here anyway, so I think that's good. More space, more everything. Okay, maybe I can do something like this. Maybe not. It'd be easier to do it from above. check that guy. Okay. This is only gonna get me so far, unfortunately. I need to be on the other side of these guys. God, that's annoying. What have I gained from that? I think I got some pink beans that I didn't have before. Oh gosh, I'll be right back. Oh. Wait. Was I, like, muted this whole stream or something? That would be classic. Just a few minutes? Okay, because I got up and got some water. But usually I mute my mic, but I got back and I was unmuted, so... I thought maybe I had been muted the whole time and I unmuted myself. Unmuted myself to, like, go and get a drink. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh. I mean, this was cool and all, but... feels like a step in the right direction, or like an idea, but... I just feel like I need more. It doesn't do anything for me. Oh. No, hold on, that doesn't quite work. I changed my mind again. This is still wrong. Okay, this should work. Maybe. No, this doesn't work. This should work. don't think this really helps. Okay. And I'm exactly back where I was before. I wish I could drop, like, anything else on this tile. Really limiting. Oh, God. Okay, well, I need 8 red beans. Potentially not that many if I don't need them all at the same time, but... Oh, I can't go over there. Oh, God, what? I'd like to say that green was a poor choice here, but... Oh, no. It might be fine. Wait, am I stupid? How am I supposed to make a... Okay, first of all... Ugh, okay. Yeah, I am. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Oh. That's fine. Wait. Yeah, this is screwed now, isn't it? This is like on track to a workable solution, but what if instead of what I'm doing now, I did something like, oh, hold on, let me, save it, but oh, I gotta be careful though, because oh, that's like the worst possible outcome here. Wait, no, it ended up okay. Wait, so this properly looped. This was a proper loop. What is this interaction? Oh, it's because it has a bean on it. Like, dropped on it. Whoops. Not patient enough. There we go. Okay. I think I have my beans. on. Wait, why does this guy even have a recipe? What's the point? Oh, because of freezing. Okay, yeah, my bad. Wait, no, that's not how that works. That's literally just not how that works. I don't know why this guy has a recipe. Oh, that was stupid. Huh. I did nothing but just lose beans there. Well played. Oh, okay. Maybe they're all, like, deceptively not that hard. Doubt it. I should probably get going here. I have a feeling if I try to enter another puzzle, I will get stuck in it. Let's quit while we're on a good note here. Oh. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. I will see you guys around.